Did you find out anything?
No, I couldn't get close enough to the tent where the council meets.
Great.
I only know they're still in there. I could hear them shouting.
Wish I could get in there and talk to them.
No female has ever appeared at a session of the council.
Great.
I think the ministers would probably all die of sudden heart attacks if a woman even dared show her face.
Well, I think that might be a good idea. At least they'd be out of the way. I know they're trying to convince him not to trust me.
The Pasha's a very strong-minded man. He respects the council. When it comes down to it, he will do what he believes is right, no matter how much they try to dissuade him. I'm certain he'll go along with you.
What makes you say that?
Something in his eyes when he looks at you. Kind of admiration. I've never seen him look at a woman like that. I've never even heard him agree to even listen to a woman's ideas. You're very special. I have great faith in you.
Well, thank you. From your mouth to the Pasha's ear.
The council unanimously opposes your suggestions.
I felt they would.
But I feel there might be a certain benefit to your presenting your own case, as it were. So I brought my representative to question you and listen to you. Rahib, Abed, you two have already met.
Yes, we have.
Very well. Begin.
I'm not really proud of this, but the fact is that many people in my country, many people in the world have never heard of Karif or Kabir. Many places become instantly famous when disaster strikes or a war erupts, like Chernobyl or Bangladesh. You see, Karif is about to become a household word. If Kabir attacks, and I'm sure that they will, the whole world will sit up and take notice, but you won't be able to do nothing about the violence and the bloodshed. My plan for putting the Pasha on American television and interviewing him is simply to let the nations of the world realize this impending chaos and crisis.
Pardon my interruption, but until this war happens, news of our small country will hardly create an international ripple, let alone furor.
Well, Mr. Abed, this is what is known as a scoop. I'm sure it will get the attention that it deserves. Your Pasha is an articulate man. He is a noble leader who's trying to push his country into a modern world. He is being threatened with extinction by a thug. There will be enormous indignation and sympathy for the Pasha and your country. There always is for the underdog.
Yes, well, I'm afraid that indignation and sympathy will not deter the Sheikh of Kabir.
Well, boycotts might. And international sanctions. Isn't it worth trying to prevent the devastation of war? Why don't you take the chance? I mean, what have you got to lose?
Coming as you do from a country deprived of tradition and culture, you know nothing of our sacred ways. I have heard what the woman has to say, and I stand by my original belief. This scheme of hers must be dismissed. Effendi, you and I have known each other most of our lives. Grown up together, spent our student years together, and always you have valued my opinions. And I will tell you now, this woman sets a dangerous trap for you.
What kind of trap would I be trying to set, and why?
Let us consider the bare facts of the story you're about to tell millions of people. Your husband, captured by our agents, is held captive by us. His wife comes searching for him, and she herself is made captive, placed in your harem with the intention of being made one of your wives. Do you think the world will be moved by our plight? Or will they laugh at us? Laugh at you, Effendi.
Well, when you put it that way, of course it sounds bizarre. I mean, I'm not going to be telling my story. The Pasha is the one who's going to be interviewed.
Do not be so indignant about my intelligence, woman. We are well aware of the tactics you Western reporters employ. A scoop is exactly what you're after. It does not matter to you that we are made to look foolish.
Well, you know,
the truth is twisted. And our sacred ways, such as the harem, are made to look ignorant and barbaric.
You know, even if that were true and I was trying to make fools out of you, wouldn't it be worth it to prevent a war?
It will not stop Sheikh Idi Ben Adir. The Pasha will be the one to lose face and be forced to back down from the battle in shame.
You know, I think you're forgetting one very important thing, Mr. Abid. And that is that my husband's life is on the line. I am not only fighting for your country, but my husband's life. And do you really want to know where he is? He is being held captive by the Sheikh.
Well, then I am very sorry for you, Mrs. Castillo, but your chances of ever seeing him again are very slight.
The only reason they're keeping him alive is because they feel he has important information about you. That's the only reason. Is because they still feel he is useful.
Which will not be for very long, since he has limited knowledge of us.
Yes, but he does have knowledge of the Sakit stone. If they ever learn...
Exactly. That is why I think we should go ahead with this plan. If the public knows that the Sheikh is trying to wage war on you to steal your oil, is holding an American hostage, they will be outraged. He'll have to work carefully in order not to be discredited. He will have to make sure that the countries who support him will still support him. If he's considered an outlaw, a madman, he will be isolated from the world community.
Effendi, she is very clever, but she is not to be trusted. She does not truly care about our country.
I think the Pasha knows better. And even if it weren't true, our goals are the same regardless.
I would like to speak to her alone now.
But, Effendi, Be silent! Everybody leave!
You were magnificent. More eloquent and more forceful than any man I know.
So you forgive me for being a woman?
Forgive you? As you spoke, I was forced to admit the truth to myself. I've been trying to hide it.
What truth?
The reason I've been so drawn to you from the first moment I met you is because you remind me of someone else. You don't look like her, but it's as if her spirit has entered your body and shines out through your eyes.
Who is she?
She's the only woman I ever loved. Her name was Josiane. She was abducted and killed by the Sheikh of Kabir. I have made my decision, Rahib.
I pray that it is the right one.
Meaning the one you would have me make? I'm afraid I have to disappoint you.
Have you gone mad? This blonde witch has cast a spell on...
Silence! You are trying my patience. You presume far too much of our friendship.
I did not mean to insult you, Effendi. I beg your pardon.
Or my guest?
Or your guest. I beg you to wait until morning. Give yourself a few more hours to reconsider your decision.
We can't afford to wait a few more hours. I will not reconsider. You will either join me in full support or retire under guard with your books and papers to wait out the crisis.
Of course, I will join you, Master.
What do you want us to do first?